Here we go, back again with another video. And like Elvis once said, it's now or never. Yes! So yes, we get rid of that one. Put that in the bin, should we? Sunderland did get a draw yesterday against Blackpool, 1 apiece, and 7 points in a possible 9 over the Christmas period was a really good take, really good haul, and we are in the top 10 at this moment in time in the Championship after that round of football. We'll go through the table in a touch. But one person got the correct score yesterday of Blackpool 1, Sunderland 1, and that was Stuart Diggle in the Big Book of Sea. Gets 1 point and has a chance to win a shirt at the end of the season. Now, before we move into the topic of players' wages and also Ellis Sims, this is the leading table at this moment in time in the Big Book of Sea. Angelic Skin on 6, Chris Wilkins on 5, Liam Nicol on 5, Rim Reaper on 5, Alex Dixon on 5 and Ron Loudon on 5. So congratulations to those subscribers, because you've got to be a subscriber to be in it to win it. Yes, so well done to them. And only one person got it correct yesterday. Everybody thought we were going to win quite comfortable. It never goes that way when we believe that's what's going to happen. Now, let's move on to players' wages. We all want Ross Stewart to stay at Sunderland Football Club, don't we? We all want Ross Stewart to stay at Sunderland. But what wages are our players on at this moment in time? And how much do you think Ross Stewart is worth at Sunderland? And how much do you think the ownership thinks Ross Stewart's worth at Sunderland? And I wonder what Ross Stewart thinks he's worth at Sunderland. But currently, with players' wages, now top of the table is Amad Diallo, £28,000. Now, I found a website online that tells you all the players' wages. I'm hoping this is correct. Ahmad is on £28,000 a week. £28,000 a week. Now, how much of that does Sunderland actually spend? Do we have to pay it all? Do we pay some of it? Or do we pay, obviously we've got to pay some of it, haven't we? We'll have to pay some of it. But do we pay it all? Do we pay the full £28,000 to Ahmad per week? Now, some of the players that are on contract at Sunderland, the top earner at Sunderland, believe it or not, is Jack Clarke. He's on £15,000 a week, allegedly. £15,000 a week. Jack Clarke, when he was signed in the summer, after I think a loan spell last season, so on £15,000 a week. Then we have Daniel Ballard, who we signed, who was on £12,000 a week. Now, we'll go down the pay structure at Sunderland. This is on a website called Salary Sport. In next, we have Patrick Roberts on £11,000. Patrick Roberts, a 25-year-old. Alex Pritchard on £8,500 a week. Now, I thought he might have been on more than that. So our top earner, apart from Ahmad, who's 20 years of age, is Jack Clarke, who's 21, Daniel Ballard, 22, Patrick Roberts, who's 25 years of age, and then, of course, Alex Pritchard on 29 years of age, but £8,500. Now, Alex Pritchard is a very good player and very pinnacle for Sunderland to keep Alex Pritchard, but he's a bit injury prone. Then we have Bailey Wright, who was on £8,500, and I'm pleased Bailey Wright's starting to play some football for Sunderland under Tony Mowbray. Then Danny Bart on £8,400. Daniel Bart, £8,400. And believe it or not, Lyndon Gooch is on £8,000 a week. Lyndon Gooch. Then it's Corey Evans, £6,400. Alex Bass. Now that's a surprise, £5,500 a week. We're paying Alex Bass to warm the touchline. Elliot Embleton, I hope he recovers this season at some point, but he's on £5,300. Then still no sign of Ross Stewart. Luke O'Nine's been brilliant this season, 27 years of age. Now, Luke O'Nien apparently was under the weather yesterday because we do not have any other defenders fit. He took one for the team and he did play under the weather. So well done, Luke O'Nien. I do appreciate, all Sunderland fans appreciate Luke O'Nien this week. Appreciate it anyway, but his 201st appearance at Sunderland was under the weather, and he's one of the players that actually gives everything. Now, should Luke O'Nien going forward be our main, should he be our captain at Sunderland going forward? Right, so Luke O'Nien on 5k, then AJ Alessi on 4.5. Anthony Patterson is only on 4,500. The 22-year-old goalkeeper. Should we be giving Anthony Patterson more money at Sunderland? I think he should be due a pay rise, Anthony Patterson. We need to keep the young players like him at the club. Anthony Patterson, 4,500. Abdullah Barr on 4,500. Jay Matete is on 4,100. Niall Huggins on 3,900. Dan Neil playing every game in midfield, only on a mere 3,400. Still no sign of Ross Stewart. And he could have he could probably go to any team in the Championship, if not some teams in the Premier League too. Then Dennis Cirkin, 3,400. Ellis Sims was on 3,300 at Sunderland. Ellis Sims, and we'll talk about him in a touch. Anyway, before we go into Ross Stewart's pay, we'll go to Ellis Sims. This is what is happening at Everton. Are Everton trying to sell Ellis Sims? Do Everton need money, and are they trying to sell Ellis Sims? Frank Lampard admits there is no plan for Ellis Sims to be involved for Everton on a website out there. Everton boss says there is no solid plan to use Ellis Sims despite ending his Sunderland loan spent early. I don't understand that at all. That for me says that they're trying to get him sold. Frank Lampard says he doesn't know whether Ellis Sims will be even involved at Everton, despite recalling the striker from Sunderland. Sims, 7 goals in 17 games for Sunderland, which was one of the best goals per ratio per minute at any striker in the Championship. The loan deal was supposed to last until the end of the season, which was bizarre why they've called him back. But Everton decided to recall him to help their bid to avoid relegation in the Premier League. Remarkably, though, it appears Lampard decided to bring Sims back without actually having any plans for him. That's bizarre. Poor lad. Asked whether Sims would be involved at Everton moving forward, Lampard said, "I haven't crossed that bridge." But clearly you have crossed that bridge. And Broadhead can't be happy at Wigan and was sent scouts to Peterborough to watch Johnson Clark-Harris. We've sent scouts to Peterborough to watch Johnson Clark-Harris. And Broadhead came on today as a sub at Wigan, who are bottom of the table, lost 3 or 4-1 to Hull. He came on as a sub and he scored. Should we be trying to get Broadhead at Sunderland? Should we be trying to get Jonathan Clark-Harris at Sunderland? And should we try and buy Ellis Sims? So there we go. That's the news on Sims with Everton. It's a bizarre one. Now we'll finally go back to Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart, 26 years of age, is on a mere £2,700. He's on £2,700 at Sunderland. £2,700 at Sunderland. Leon Diaku is on 2,000. Young Max Thompson's on £900. Trey Hume's only on a mere £600 a week. Trey Hume, £600 a week. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. £600 a week. And I don't get that, to be honest. I think Trey Hume should be on more than that. I think we should be paying Trey Hume more than that, to be fair. I think Trey Hume should be knocking on the door for a pay rise. Trey Hume, if you watch this video, go and knock on the door and ask for a pay rise. I think you deserve a pay rise personally. Trey Hume's been doing well in the last couple of games. So there we go, £2,700 Ross Stewart is on. Now, Ross Stewart for me should be on at least the same as Jack Clark. I'm sorry if you disagree, but personally, he's Ahmad is a Man U player, so we'll ignore Ahmad and his wage. Ross Stewart is our best player at Sunderland. He is the player that we rely on, week out. And even though Ross Stewart's missed 3 months of football this season, he is still on 9 goals, 4 and 4 in the last 4 games. And the top goal scorer, I think, is Middlesbrough's. I forget his name now. The lad who scored today for Middlesbrough, I think he's moved on to 13 goals today. But after that, 12 is the highest goal scoring. Ross Stewart, 3 behind. Ross Stewart, for me, easily would be top of that table. He's the best goal scorer, the best striker in the Championship. Ross Stewart is on a mere £2,700. No wonder he's not signing a contract just yet. The sky's the limit for Ross Stewart. He could be earning a hell of a lot more money elsewhere. But we should be looking to keep Ross Stewart at Sunderland. He should be on at least a minimum of 15,000 a week. I'm saying a minimum because I think we should be paying up at about 20,000 personally. That's just my opinion. For a guy who's the main player, who's the player that is we need to be playing week in, week out at Sunderland. You let me know what's Ross Stewart worth. You let me know in the comments below, what do you think Ross Stewart's worth? I think it's pathetic he's on £2,700 a week, personally. I think he should. I think he definitely deserves a better pay rise. What do you think we're offering him? What do you think Kyril D is going to be offering Ross Stewart at this moment in time? I don't know what they'll be offering him. I think Ross Stewart will be after at least 15,000 at Sunderland, and we need to be signing this lad. Should we be going for Broadhead and Sims too? After all that, Broadhead and Sims, them two players. Broadhead can't get a game for Wigan, but he scores a goal. And another player who's just scored today, and we'll show you this goal in a second. We'll show you at the end of the video footage. It was Jack Diamond for Lincoln getting a draw for 10 men against Ipswich. Jack Diamond scored a penalty, and we'll show it at the end of the video. So there you go. Me at £2,700 for Ross Stewart. I think he should be on. Ross, push the boat out. 15 to 20,000. Am I completely wrong? And what's your thoughts on Broadhead and Sims? Who do you want to come to Sunderland? Who do you want to be a striker at Sunderland? Keep Ross Stewart as the highest. He should be the highest earner at Sunderland, in my opinion. He's miles better than Jack Clarke, as in sort of being what we need at the club right now, what we rely on, what we need at the club. He's defensive players, fantastic. I saw him yesterday heading balls away. Unfortunately, he almost got the winner yesterday. It was one of those things. He doesn't usually miss things like that. We're giving the benefit of the doubt there. It's one of those things. We all make mistakes. But Ross Stewart, best player at Sunderland, should be on the highest wages. There we go. Thanks for watching the video. I think you know what wages people are on. I just wanted to know. I want to know your opinion on how much you should be getting paid. I want to know your opinion on which strikers should be coming to the club. We're moving on to the FA Cup. Moving on the FA Cup at the weekend. I'll do a little preview on that one. You can do a score prediction for the FA Cup too. And which players, I'm going to think about which players we should be starting. I think Luke O'Nien deserves a rest against Shrewsbury. Luke O'Nien deserves a rest. So there we go. Take care. God bless me. God go with you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And thank you very much for participating. And well done to the scores of the doors. See you later.